Hey, this is Paul again. Let's talk about secondary medical records. Sometimes we forget that when we request our medical records, you also need to request or at least get the address of any specialist or any emergency room you went to. It's so important because some things happen when you're away from your duty station and they don't make it to your record. I had a car accident back in 1989. I just got back from Japan and hit some black ice, wiped out, and I broke my collarbone. That information needed to get into my military record, but I had to get it from the hospital to make sure it got into my military record. Now, everything you get from the ER or a specialist does not have to go in your military record, but you need to be able to locate where it's at. Now, you can do one or two things. You can either go to the place and get those records, or you can fill out the form and make sure the address, not so much as the doctor because they probably changed, the address and the name of the company during that time period, because some of them changed names, to make sure they can track that record. Now, if you don't, as I said before, if they have no record of it, there's a form you can fill out that will connect to, like, let's say I had the car accident, then I had to be serviced a couple of weeks later for my broken clavicle at the base. So being able to put those two things together during that time period, because I was on active duty, that I was able to put that as a part of my claim. So it's the secondary information that you get. Now, we're just talking about the past. Let's talk about the future. Well, let's talk about our current time, right? So every place you go right now, and you can have them for your information from your PCM, your doctor, to the VA to put it in your record, or you keep a copy of your record and you submit it with your claim. Remember what I said in the first video? It's information and documentation. Saying that these things happen is one thing, but being able to put it on some documentation to show that it happened, that's what makes it a service-connected injury. And you also lead to your secondary injuries, but we're not going to talk about that yet. We're talking about your initial submission of information and gathering that information to make sure your claim is done in a timely manner. What people don't know is if you submit the information without your record, it's going to slow down the process because they're going to take your information and then they're going to mail it out to the locations that you said, and they're going to request the information. They might even request it twice. So we're looking at maybe from 30 to 60 days to either say that they have the information or to share the information. So why don't you cut out the middleman? And if you can go to that location and get copies of your record during that time period, then you'll be able to submit it with your claim. Hey, this is your claim made simple, right? These are the things you don't know. So we're building our way up to submitting a complete claim. Now, I still have to locate that number. I'm not perfect, but it's the number that if they cannot locate your record, I'm going to find it and I'm going to put it right here. I think it's best when I just put things right there, because when I say there or there, I might miss the point, but it's going to be right here. So I want you to understand there's a form for your missing records, but the secondary information is every place you've been to while you were being serviced for that ailment. And it goes throughout the years too. So like for my back, I was seen at 3 ERs over the length of time from the time of 1986 all the way till I submitted my first claim in 2009. So those ER visits count, those specialist counts. Also this too, your self-medication counts. Like what I did for my back, I wrote down these are the steps I took every time I had problems with my back. Instead of going to the ER, these are things I've done for my back. That's called self-medication. Not to be confused with marijuana, but the idea is you did something on a consistent basis for that injury that you already had, and you're able to submit it with your package. Okay, so hey, let's wait on the next video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Also, share this with your buds, okay? Because we're gonna go on a journey, and I'm gonna keep going until we complete this and someone submits a claim and they get the right compensation for the things that happen to you on active duty. Simplify. Have a powerful day.